So I am Cesar and I served in the United States Army. So I enlisted when I was 17. I enlisted in 2000. The reason why I enlisted was because I wanted to get out of my town because there was not a lot of jobs, and I finished high school, so I was looking for a path to establish my career. So I thought of just joining the military because I had a friendly recruiter that challenged me, and he came to me and was like, hey, why don't you do something with your life? Why don't you come and join the military? You'll see what we got for you. And I just took the bait, and then I just joined ever since. Yes, when I first joined, I really felt alone. There was not a lot of people that openly enlisted into the military. And when they did, I felt like we had a special bond. Like, we were a small limited group of Black individuals, and we made it work for each other. Like, we constantly worked together to improve our physical fitness. I remember running. I felt like it was a little bit competitive with the other races, mainly Caucasian race, where they dominated. And they looked at us like we didn't belong there. And to this day, I felt good about joining and being different and bringing my own experience to the military. I think I opened the door for other Black individuals to join because I told my story of how I joined and how I felt alone. And I made the best of it, and I helped establish cohesion and collaboration with the small group and allow the Army to take in more Black youth. Favorite moments. Some of my favorite moments was when I first arrived to basic training, and I didn't know what to expect. And some of the drill sergeants are the individuals that are primarily responsible for you, so they make sure you have a high amount of discipline and you're motivated. They call it a shark attack. They attacked us blindly, and they were yelling to the highest possible pitch in their voice and very demanding. We didn't even have time to pack all of our equipment, and we had to move from one bus to another and in process into the military. And that was my favorite time because it changed my world. I came from a world where it was like a lot more calmer and predictable. In that world, when I was going through it, it was chaotic, unpredictable, and I never knew what was coming up next. And for me to be calm and not let it overcome me was a wonderful experience. And then my favorite part was the intense smoke sessions where they went in and they made us do large amounts of exercise to the point where our body was completely exhausted. That was one of my favorite experiences because it allowed me now, later on, to take high amounts of stress and physical exercise to allow me to be a better individual and have more stamina. The harder parts, some of the harder parts was working with individuals who was extremely different. In the military, you would get folks from different parts of the world. Mississippi, South Carolina, and they all had different accents. They all had different ways of speaking. Some were even from Mexico and Puerto Rico, where like Spanish was their second language. I mean, English is their second language. And just trying to communicate and establish the standards from the military into something they can understand was a little bit difficult because sometimes they couldn't comprehend certain things. So you had to always adjust your communication style to make sure the individual received the message correctly. And to this day, because of those struggles and the challenges, I think it allowed me to be a better communicator and understand different backgrounds and develop the best approach to communicate with all the different audiences. Yes, so I came with different types of skills, from hard skills and technical skills. I think my military experience allowed me to just become a learner of different experiences. And with learning came mechanics, welding, all kinds of different skills that allow me to help other corporations or businesses. So I was mainly in the ordnance field, so with being in the ordnance field, I've learned from other individuals who work in different jobs, like forklifting and warehouse management, because sometimes the military didn't have those people in those skill sets, so the military pushed you to cross-train and learn that so you can fill the gap. And I think with that approach, it allowed me to also fill the gaps when I'm outside the military and other jobs where individuals may not have the ability or the organization may not have that member to fill in. So I would fill in by learning that job. Yes, always face the unknown. It sounds scary up front, but you never know what kind of knowledge and expertise or experience you get from facing the unknown, even though it may be scary at times. If you go in with a plan, you'll be successful. If you're thinking about enlisting, go the officer route. The enlisted route is very easy and they persuade you, but if you really want to make a difference and change the military, going officer would be a better route. Enlisting is where you would be the contributor, but being an officer is where you would be the leader. And the officer route is very easier than the enlisted route. The officer route, you can go to ROTC in college, so you'll get a degree, and then when you finish ROTC in college, you automatically get enrolled into the military as an officer.